of course, you've been following Hurricane Melissa and just the devastating impact that it's had on Jamaica. So many of those island nations absolutely decimated. Parts of the Caribbean are still struggling right now just to try to put the pieces back together, get things back up and running in the best way that they can following Melissa, the strongest storm to ever make landfall in Jamaica. And so keep in mind that for islands like Jamaica, I mean, tourism, that's the main way that many residents make their living there. So that season for vacationing is coming back up quickly in so many of these areas that were just absolutely devastated by Melissa. So local officials have a big job cut out for them. They're rushing recovery and relief efforts, just trying to help those right now who need it most. The Jamaican government was initially expecting roughly more than 4 million visitors to come this winter season. It's unclear, though, what that number will look like. It's one thing we do know, it won't be that, certainly what it usually is. There's not a chance with just the way things are looking there at this point. Full rebuilding could take up to 10 years or more since Hurricane Melissa left an estimated $22 billion in damage and economic loss. So certainly something that will be felt for a long time. And here's the thing, too. It's like when you see decimation like that, you see devastation and so many people needing help, your first thought might be to give. But the problem with that is that so often scammers are ready to take your money. They see this as an opportunity. So this morning we have Dale Cardwell, Atlanta consumer investigator, author of Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart. He's joining us so that hopefully we don't get taken advantage of in all this. And Dale, good morning to you. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you, Elise. How are you?
Hi. You know, it's good to actually talk to you in person. I see so many of your commercials. Well, this is cool to get to pick your brain a little bit for ways that we can give to reputable organizations. So let's start with this. I mean, why is this such a big time for scammers? What makes us so susceptible to them right now?
At least part of the reason I wrote the book is because so many scams have morphed to the internet, and it's estimated that as many as 70% of the people that are asking you for money during times like this are not for real. And so what I want you to do is to research the charity. Search the name with the word scam or fraud in parentheses. Hit return and see what comes back. Check how they ask you to pay. Gift cards, wire transfers, or crypto. That's a scam. I want you to use a credit card or check only and make sure that the site starts with the letters HTTPS. Don't trust caller ID. Scammers will spoof local numbers, and don't be rushed. At least real charities will gladly take your donation anytime.
Of course, and they certainly need it right now, too. So you mentioned spoofing, but I want to talk AI for a second because, Dale, I feel like we keep seeing it everywhere. We keep hearing about how scammers are able to use AI. So what are some ways that we can be on the lookout for that and to avoid getting taken that way?
At least the number one thing I tell people is create a safe word with the people that you love, the people in your family. Have a code so that when you hear that voice on the phone, AI is so good, they can pretend to be your grandmother. They can pretend to be your kids. So I want you to shut it down and say, please repeat the safe word to me. If they can't repeat the safe word, hang up and call them back.
Very, very important information right there. That's advice I'm going to take, Dale, so I'm glad you mentioned that. So what are some steps that we can take? If you've been watching some of the news stories, you've seen even what we just showed of what Jamaica looks like right now, you want to help. What are some things you need to do ahead of time to make sure that your money makes it to where it needs to go, Dale?
Yeah. Well, the old reliables, the Red Cross, those folks have been around for a long time. You know you can trust them. So I want you already to have the contacts of those reliable charities in your Rolodex. What's your charity's name and what is its website? How much goes directly to help? At least 70% of the money should be going to the people that need help. Is it a registered charity? And is my donation tax deductible? If they can't answer those questions, just hang up.
So what do we do if something happens and you end up falling victim? Is this something you can report? Is your money just gone? I mean, are there any steps that you should take if, heaven forbid, you do fall victim to one of these scams, Dale?
At least these days, if your money goes overseas, it's gone. I want you to watch out on social media, too. Just because a friend shares a link doesn't mean that it's legit. Only donate through verified charity sites, never individuals promising to pass it along.
Yeah, that's good advice. So speaking of those, are there any of these trusted organizations that we can rely on? Do you have some go-tos that you can give us that are safe to be able to donate to those?
Sure, the Red Cross, UNICEF, or Jamaica's Verified Relief Fund. Check with the Better Business Bureau or Wise Giving Alliance or CharityWatch before you give any money, Elise.
Very important. Okay, you mentioned your book. Let's talk about that for a bit. I mean, you've been doing this a long time. 35 years, you've seen it all, you've heard it all. So I'm sure this book is an incredible resource for our viewers. So share a little bit about that with us, Dale.
Well, Elise, I wrote my first book 5 years ago, and it was called Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart, 7 Simple Steps to Becoming a Savvy Consumer. Well, I realized that in 2020, everything moved to the internet. So I had to write a new book, and it's called Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart, 7 Steps to Outsmart Today's Most Dangerous Post-COVID scams. I mean, there are all kinds of scams out there. And the thing that you need to look for when you're looking at the URL, if it doesn't identify the real name of the organization that you believe it to be, that's a giveaway right there. But in about 2 hours, you're going to learn everything you need to know. It's a great book for your kids. It teaches the emotional triggers of what you need to look for when someone's trying to suck you in. You know, so many consumer experts will teach you the memorization techniques of knowing when a scam's coming. I want to teach you the emotional techniques of how you realize you're getting brought into a scam, Elise.
Very nice. Dale Cardwell joining us this morning with some advice for those of us who want to give to disaster relief and not get scammed. And of course, talking about his book too, Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart. So Dale, thank you so much
you can
for
pre-order.
Yeah.
And pre-order on Amazon right now. It comes out on the 14th.
Nice. I'm glad you mentioned that. Dale, congratulations on this this new book that you have. And thank you again for checking in with us here on Fox Local. We appreciate it.
Thank you.